Good morning, Unity of Chattanooga, always good to see you. Got a little sing-along if you know it. We'll start this morning off with a little festivities.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better. This Christmas, and as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, fireside blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Shake a hand, shake a hand. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes outshine the town, they do. This Christmas, fireside and blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas, yeah, for me. Yeah. Shake a hand, shake a hand.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Hanukkah. So this is a song I'm going to invite you to join me in entering the presence. And we're going to do it with a chant. It goes like this.
Oh, lift my heart. Oh, lift my soul. Oh, lift my heart.
Yeah, can you sing that?
Oh, lift my heart.
Oh, lift my soul.
Oh, lift my soul.
Oh, lift my heart.
Oh, lift my heart.
One more time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, lift my heart.
Oh, lift my soul.
Oh, lift my soul. Oh, lift my heart.
Good morning. We light the Christ candle to honor the brightest light in the world, the light within each and every one of us. I invite you to bow your head to your own heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Beloved Spirit of life, source of all love and goodness and light, we come together now in gratitude, opening our hearts to the living presence of joy. We recognize joy in the moments that take our breath away, The joy of finding out a first grandbaby is on the way, already loved beyond measure. The joy of watching children at play, curious and fearless, discovering the world as if every moment were brand new. We feel joy in the tender surprises of life, in beginning again, in healing after challenge. We find joy in remembering a silly or happy moment from childhood that still brings a smile to our faces today. These are holy moments, gentle reminders that joy has always been with us. We celebrate the joy of coming together in community, of being seen, of being known and welcomed just as we are. May our shared joy overflow beyond these walls, expressing itself as a gentle smile offered to someone who is hurting, as a hand extended with food or kindness or connection, as love moving freely through us into the world. Let this joy be our prayer and our practice. Let it soften hearts, heal wounds, and restore hope. May we all carry it with us as a blessing, knowing that every act of love, no matter how small, multiplies joy in ways we may never fully see. So during these holy days, these holidays, for the joy that lives within us, for the joy we share with one another, and for the joy we are here to offer, we give thanks, and so it is.
Oh, lift my heart. Oh, lift my soul. Oh, lift my heart.
We give thanks to the living water, lifting our hearts, lifting our souls to be in presence once again.
Lift my soul. Oh, lift my
So for special music today, I want to share a song that's really a change, because I planned something else. I even told Penny I was going to do something. but you know how you get in that moment and you feel something different. So we're going to do a little something different to share about a friend of mine who I received a vision that I would meet. And then shortly thereafter, she reached out to me. And I had to confirm it was her who I'd seen. Her talent confirmed it, because I was told how she would be able to sing. And Kathy and I got to spend a week with her and her family in Washington recently. She's in hospice right now. Not long after I met her, we wrote we wrote collectively 9 songs together. And then her health took a turn, and now she's been in hospice for we didn't know if she was going to make it, and we're recording this song that we wrote together. It was the last song she got to go in the studio for. The hope is to release it before she transitions. But while we were there, she was, don't count me. It was so beautiful. So this is the song we wrote together, and it's really about the message. Check it out.
If you ever find me lost again, wandering outside instead, remind me to find my way back within, 'cause I'm ready to give in. I say, I hope, amen. Just let this freedom grow. Your heart, it knows it's that universal life flowing deep in your blood, 'cause the beginning and the end. You know I've been living in a fantasy where I forgot I'm you and I forgot you're me. Now I'm realizing that it's time to be something so much more. Never again separation, never again devaluation, misinterpretation, idealization. You're making the room for soul and body integration. 'Cause I'm a new human. Finally see what it means to be, yes, a new human. And I honor everything, yeah, 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 hey, 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 oh yeah, and we honor everything. So clap your hands, bring your soul to life. Look around in your family's eyes. We're all in this together, right? And we can bring it to the house tonight. Yeah, we're all here to remember love, to give and receive from the essence of knowing that we are all enough to be the visions for our lives. 'Cause I'm a new human. Finally see what it means to be, yes, a new human. And I honor everything, yeah, 'cause I'm a new human. I finally see what it means to be, yes, a new human. And we honor everything, yes, we honor everything, yes, we honor everything.
Thank you, thank you. And I promise I'm going to keep practicing that one and get better and better at it.
Well, thank you, John. That was fabulous, as always. Welcome to Chattanooga. Welcome to Chattanooga. Welcome to Chattanooga. I'll be your tour guide here at TripAdvisor. Welcome to Unity of Chattanooga. It's wonderful to see all your smiling faces. I just invite anyone to silence or put your cell phones on Do Not Disturb. We have a great service ahead, and some bells in the distance would be cool. You know, there'd be a little serendipity to it, but a conversation during service, less cool. My name is Eric Miller, and I have the pleasure of serving as your president on your board of trustees. Today we celebrate the third week of Advent, which is joy. And one of the things that always gives me great joy is coming here on Sunday mornings. I bask in the incredible energy that I feel here, that it kind of reverberates and echoes between these walls. And I really noticed that last week due to an unexpected health challenge. I wasn't able to come in person to last week's service, so I did get to watch it online. And that was good, but it wasn't the same, you know. And I was telling Gloria earlier, one of my favorite parts was during our community hello, greeting community. Gordon was running the video last week, and he turned the online camera to the side to catch everybody kind of greeting each other and everything. And Jim and Jade aren't here today, but they were sitting back there. They were kind of sitting underneath or behind the camera. And Gloria walked across the room and gave Jim like a big old hug. But it was like she was hugging the camera. You know? It was like that because Gordon had the camera right on. I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but I'll give you credit for it. And it was just so wonderful. And it made me feel, and we had 20 people online last week. We had 20 people online during service, which might be a new record, right? Or a recent record. So that was, it's great, and it's so wonderful that we do have this online capacity, but it's not the same as being here in person. But it was a great joy to know that we had 20 people online last week. And so I am sending greetings to all of the people that are out there today. We always appreciate you. And I think we can feel their presence. There's like, hey, there's more people here. You know, we even have a couple of empty seats, that are kind of metaphorically filled. Let's see. So I invite you out there when you're out there, because we had a good time last week sharing comments, So if you hear something that John, our guest speaker this week is Reverend John Stringer, make a comment out there. Say something that you'd like to hear. And this goes for all of us on YouTube if we watch it. You never know when you're going to engage in a conversation that's going to echo with somebody else. And they're like, oh, yeah, I really got that. Meant a lot to me, too. So, and then don't forget, you can share our Unity message, our service, with any of your friends or family that you think might like today's service. Okay, I did want to give a shout out. Is today Landis's birthday? It was yesterday. Yesterday was Landis Bat's birthday, so let's all have a little. And then we have a couple of regulars that could use a couple of prayers for healing support. Gay Arthur and John Chartier. I just talked with John a couple of minutes ago, and he is doing better. He's feeling much better, but let's just keep them in our prayers this week. And Margaret Dexter too. Let's keep her in our prayers. She's the last I heard, she's in a new place that she likes. No, she's home. Yeah, she's home and doing well. She's still looking for.
But physically, she's doing great. She's struggling with having to deal with health challenges.
Yeah, and she's such an incredible, amazing person. So hi, Margaret. We miss you. We're gonna do a taxi one of these days and come get you and bring you here. I promise. So those are all good. A lot of piece of paper here. Okay, so is there anybody here who is joining us for the first time today, whatever it is? No? Okay. Skip all that. Whenever we have a new person or new people come, we share our blessing with them, our blessing of greeting. And whenever there isn't, we share it with ourselves. And I love that we do that, because there is a loving and acceptance between us, even though we know each other. So I invite everyone to join me in our prayer of appreciation. Warm up our hands first. Thank you. Getting ahead of myself. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. All right. As we know, the Christ in you refers to that spark of divinity that is within all of us. And I thought we might have some new people today just because it was Christmas season. But just as a review, Unity of Chattanooga is a global, inclusive, vibrant spiritual community that's part of the New Thought movement. And some of us have heard New Thought, and it's like, well, what's New Thought? Well, it's it goes in a lot of different directions, but what we do here at Unity, and what Charles and Myrtle Fillmore started with Unity, was a school of practical Christianity, taking spiritual teachings and making them applicable in our day-to-day lives. And sometimes there's a separation between a spiritual and religious life and the actual realities of living the other 6 days of the week, right? So Unity seeks to combine that. We offer practical and uplifting teachings to help people of all faiths apply positive spiritual teachings to their lives. We do not believe that people were born into sin. We do not believe that children were born into sin. On the contrary, we believe that each of us was born with a spark of divinity within us, a spark of that universal life force that made us cry when we got our heinies spanked there the first time. We believe that life is sacred and that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience at the moment. We're all connected and we're all here for a purpose, or at the very least, the opportunity for a purpose. We honor the universal truths in all religions, but we focus on self-empowerment, not self-blame. So that's really kind of what New Thought is really about. Our teachings are meant to make a positive change in our hearts, our minds, and our futures, and to help everyone live joyful, healthy, prosperous, and meaningful lives. The bottom line, wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. Okay, we have a lot of upcoming events and activities for you to join in and get involved with. First, hey, it's Eric Miller, and he's talking about the Building Expansion Fund. What a big surprise. Over here. We've got a lot going on. We're still collecting money. We still have about $20,000 left in our matching gift. So everything that you, and actually that's all we need. If we got $20,000 more of donations, we would basically be at our goal with the matching fund. And the idea of our target start date, like in early May, middle of May, that's a reality. That's actually something that we can do. I've been meeting with a couple of contractors. I'm trying to find a general contractor that we can, sort of spearhead. But these steel building, these steel building manufacturers, they're all so hungry to do stuff and to have that resume item on there. It's like, oh, look, we're not just a barn. We're not just a garage. You can make a steel building into a really attractive steel building. And several Unities and New Thoughts CSLs around the country have been doing that. So we've mapped out the sewer line. We're probably not going to build out this way, the way we were talking about before, just so that we're not paving over anything that we may need to get to. So right now, the idea is that we want to build a sanctuary space. So we're not talking about knocking down any walls or tearing down any buildings or anything. This sacred space stays 100% intact. We'll probably have a little atrium in the back between the sanctuary space and this space. And then that way and we're not going to have pews or anything like that being mounted into the ground so that we can move the chairs and have a general open space. So the vision is coming together, and I just invite people here at the end of the year to consider, there's some new tax benefits this year, 2025, that even if you don't itemize your deductions, you can deduct a certain amount of charitable giving. So I invite you to look at what you can afford and contribute to that future. Aside from getting your name chiseled in marble on a paver or on a big stone, there's that legacy of building something. Yes, Corliss. As far as I know, they are good till it's met. So we had a $40,000 matching fund, and we are about halfway on that, right? And so there was no end date. But I could say that maybe I should say that there was an end date in order but our end date for me personally, I would love us to have at least 80% of our budget before we start construction. Yes, there are some things we could do prior to erecting the whole thing. We could lay the foundation, which is going to be significant because we've got some grading issues, pouring the concrete. We could start to do some of lay the plumbing lines, redo the electrical. We're going to need another. But it would be so great if we had a bulk of the budget by, 90%, 100% of our budget. And the budget right now is like $90,000 to $100,000. And so it's very affordable. And like I say, these steel buildings are coming in. But we don't want to start something necessarily and then not have the funds to finish it. You know what I mean? So we've come so far already that, I can't believe I'm even saying this, like another $20,000. I don't think that's out of reach, because then that's going to be 40,000, and bingo bango, we're at target. So May 1st, everybody, May 1st to break ground. All right, that's one of the buildings. See, what we could do, and just as a little side, since it is a steel building, we can put a stone facade on the side. We could do brick if we wanted to. Something Gloria with, we have all kinds of planter space. And then on the interior too, since it is a steel building, we can hang banners from the rafters and everything, because when they come, all of these are pre-cut. We order the windows how we want, the doors where we want, and so they're all pre-cut at the factory. And when they're delivered here on a semi, they literally, I've seen them do it. They put up the 4 walls, they put up 2, solder them together, put another one up, solder it together, put another one up, solder. So you don't have 30 carpenters at $75 an hour with nails and lumber. It's a very quick process. The biggest thing, we want to do it right. There's been some shortcuts, and I'm not about shortcuts, is to get the foundation right so that we can put the supporting brackets underneath the foundation so that they run up, so that the steel building in the wind doesn't blow away. They say, oh, well, you could just drill into the foundation after you do it. No, I want that C-clamp that's going to come.
You never said clearly where you're planning to put the building.
Oh, sorry.
Out there, but you didn't finish the idea.
Oh, a good point. Thank you. So, as some of you know, there was an architect way back when that they were talking about building a space directly behind the building. And I think that's what we're looking at now, because that makes the most sense, because since we have bathrooms over on this side of the building, the main sewer line actually runs over there, like under the parking lot, down that way. So we have to allow for the pipes to come across and go down. And so paving out that way would block our, okay. I want to do the, follow me, just follow me. So Sarah, we're talking about building it out back like that.
What about the soggy grass out there?
What soggy grass? It's all frozen now. No, that's part of our mitigation that we need to do in the beginning, because there is a slope there, so we need to have a foundation that it's going to be thicker on one end than the other, because it's going to come up the hill, because we want the building to be level, instead of, and so we have some water mitigation issues, and that's the other reason for building back that way, because with this sloping ground, there was a chance. I was talking to one guy, he didn't want to be our contractor, but he gave me a lot of really good advice, is if we built that way, it would almost be a dam for the water coming off McBrien Road and our parking lot, and then it would go around the building, and there would be the likelihood of it running. A moat, exactly, a moat on this, and we don't want a moat. We want a castle that is inviting, not a castle where it has a drawbridge. So directly out back, and different from what they had come up with before. They had stairs up to a thing. I think we all want to keep everything on the ground level. But I like the idea of the atrium in the middle, because then we could walk straight through down and join onto the memorial path and walk down to the memorial garden. And then so there would be a door on both sides of that, and then people would have a choice. We'll probably put a ramp on those stairs down below to the basement, because they're very, very steep now. The first one's like 2.5 feet. Yes, sir.
Did Laura Beth say last week that this building came online as Christ Union in 1980, this building?
I think it was actually a little earlier than that. I think officially that was the date. Yeah.
So it's been going 45 years.
It's been going 45 at least.
The new building, the addition, will last a long, it'll be another 45 or 50.
And that's the benefit of going with a steel building, especially in the south where it is a little soggy. That we, and the insulation, I found that the step up in insulation is only like another $5,000. So they just pour it in, and then we can put whatever we want between the.
Any steel building is very protected as far as tornadoes are concerned.
Well, yes, and that's if they have that C-clamp to the foundation, not just drilled in with a screw. Right, exactly. And being connected to an existing building helps too. So even if this is just a glass atrium in between the two buildings, it would be in between this building, and because this building was actually built in 1923. This house was 1923, and the door was originally right where the clock is, below the clock, and then they added that porch.
I was just gonna say
So the
something
bones.
real quick. My husband built a self-standing garage in our backyard. All of these issues can be addressed. It's never gonna blow away, and it's never gonna have a leak. I mean, we do it right, it's done right, and it's complete. So all of these things are really not concerns if we do it correctly.
Right. This one in, I believe this was, is in Michigan, was 1968. That steel building was erected in 1968, and they just refinished it a little bit. They put some new planters out and everything, and they dressed it up. They said it was a little run down, but that building is 32, 25, 57 years old, and it looks kind of brand new, doesn't it? I mean, I think this is new, but I mean, anyway, to Penny's point, yeah, we're building a legacy, and we're only $20,000 away from it. So I just invite people to just embrace that energy, because as we all know, when we start getting 45, 50, it starts getting pretty crowded in here, and then people have to sit on the wings. And I'm talking with John and Kathy this morning, and it's like when you have a musician playing over here, the people sitting over there either have to turn their chairs or turn their head the whole way. And then when we have a speaker over here, you people over, like, your head is 90 degrees turned. Well, I mean, but you know what I mean? It's just, we have, and then I've had numerous people come up to us and go, I would come more often, but I'm a little uncomfortable in the cold and flu season to be shoulder to shoulder with people. Yeah. And so if we had a capacity of 90, I think we would probably average 60 to 70 a week. And if we had a capacity of 100 to 120 with a 40 by 60 building, we could have at least probably 110 seats. I bet we could run at 70% capacity, because people need our message. The idea of positive prayer, the idea of self-empowerment, like how can I, change my thoughts, to change my words, to change my behavior, to change my life. That's empowering. Not being told what to do, but go, hey, what is the intention you want to set? And feel empowered and have the tools to do it. That's what we're about. We're a community of support about that. So let's get bigger. Let's get bigger. Okay. Happening this Wednesday is our annual Cookies, Coca, and White Elephant gift exchange. So without a doubt, it's one of the most casual and fun evenings, I think, on our event calendar every year. If you want to participate in the gift exchange, you have to bring an anonymous gift in order to participate. So wrapped, but not written out to anybody and not from anybody. Because what we do is we put all the gifts in a pile, and then everybody takes turn, and you just go up and you look at all the gifts and you go, I think my psychic intuition tells me to pick that one. And it's interesting. We've done this a couple of times. We did it at our house last year. People get the gift, typically, I would say 80% of the time, even though it's anonymous and you don't know what's in there, and nobody bought the gift specifically for you. It's interesting how synergistically the gift lines up with the receiver. So, yeah. That was the gift that I don't know who got that last year, but Laura and I got 3 very nice white elephants. It was like a father. You got it. Oh, okay. So that's why you're asking. And you love it. Thank you. Yeah. They were nice. They're, yeah. So, you could regift it if you want, or you could do the same thing. You can. Yes, you can. When it becomes your turn to choose a gift, you can go, I want that hang glider, Kelly Thompson last year, he came late because he had something came up, and he had gotten a drone, and he came late to the party, so he just gave it to me, and it was great. I was like, oh, I wouldn't have known to get this, and I crashed it the second day and broke it, but has anybody want an update on? I know I'm going a little long here, but I had a nice long talk with anyone. Want a Kelly Thompson update? Yeah? After? Yeah. Well, we got, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. 11:08. All right, sorry. Okay, on Thursday, December 18th, we have Wellness Warriors meeting again. This is our bi-monthly meeting. If you're facing a health challenge, surround yourself with people who are not only facing health challenges, but conquering them. We have a very robust and strong group that's very supportive. So let's promote optimal health as we continue the journey into the holidays and the new year. And following Wellness Warriors this week, we have another Sukyo Mahakari light energy giving. Is Ann here today? Did I see her? No. Ann Yeager does this. We did it 2 weeks ago. It was really great. Is Linda Zanity? I don't see. She did it. Yeah, and I did. It's really wonderful. So, and it's often on a love offering basis. She doesn't accept any money for it. She trained in Japan to learn this gift, and it's really neat. It's one-on-one. So that'll start immediately after Wellness Warriors on Thursday at 1 o'clock. And then next week, Reverend Christina Garza is going to be coming back speaking to us. Woohoo! She's going to officially kick off the Christmas holiday with us, and she will be presenting the Nativity of the Unfinished Miracle. Christ is born in the places that don't feel holy yet. So reminding us that Christ was born not into perfection, but into chaos, danger, poverty, and uncertainty. So today, that same Christ presence is still being born within us in places that feel messy, painful, or not yet resolved. So I'm sure Reverend Christina is going to help make sense of that irony for us. She's always a great speaker. And then following that, to continue our Christmas celebration, Penny's husband, many of us know our former minister, Reverend Doug, is going to be coming back and doing our candlelight service on December 24th. And so for anybody that hasn't had the pleasure of meeting or hearing Reverend Doug speak, I highly encourage you to circle your calendars. And then if you can't make Christmas Eve, for whatever reason, you have to have a good reason. Reverend Doug's going to be coming back and doing our Burning Bowl service on the 28th. So December 28th, he's going to be leading our Burning Bowl service. And for anyone unfamiliar with the Burning Bowl service, quickly, it is an opportunity to let go of any emotions, any fears, or anything at all that is not serving our highest and best good in the here and now. So it's also an opportunity to write a letter to your future self about how you want 2026 to unfold for you. And I'm sharing this with you because I was having a talk with Mona after the Unity Community on Thursday, and you were expressing that that was one of your favorite parts. And sometimes when you don't know that you're going to be given 10 minutes to write a letter to your future self, you're like, oh, what do I write? So I'm giving you 2 weeks notice to start thinking about what you might want to write about how you want to intend, how you see 2026, your unfolding for your highest and best good. And then these letters are sealed and held until the following year when you get to reopen them and see how your thoughts and desires played out in the past year. So that's always a fun. So everybody that participated last year is going to get your 2025 letter on the 28th. And then for those of you who are participating in our Morning Bowl, you're going to get your letter back. So think about what you want to write for 2026 in advance. This is an incredible opportunity to put intention into motion in your own life and then witness and discover the nuances of how it works out. Because the how with the universe, when we focus on the what instead of the how, our prefrontal cortex is always trying to figure out how this is going to come to be. Surrender to God the infinite, the how, and just be clear about the what. Works every time. All right, and then we have a New Year's Eve party at Lauren Key's house. Once we've, what's that? Come everybody, yeah. Once you've cleared out all the cobwebs of 2025, put into motion your intentions for 2026, we get to party. So this year's celebration is going to be at their house on December 31st from 6 to 10 p.m. There's a sign-up sheet. Do we have the sign-up sheet? It is there. Sign-up sheet on the back table with directions to their house, and we're asking people to bring an appetizer to share along with whatever libation, if any, you want to kick the new year off with. Appetizer or dessert. Yeah. So I heard dessert. So bring a dessert. And then, last but not least, on Monday, January 5th at 5:55 p.m., Noam Stark is going to be starting a 4-week class called Angel Experiment. And the first class will be held here in the space, and then the next 3 classes will be on Zoom. Do we have a sign-up sheet for that in the back? Not yet.
It's $55 for the class and it comes with a book.
Okay. And do you want to say do you want to describe?
So I'm an experiential teacher. I learn through experience, but I also teach very soundly through experience by allowing others to have their own unique experiences. And this is what this 4-week course is going to be as you work with the angels themselves and have your own experiences. So it should be a lot of fun. The first is just going to be kind of setting you up for the book so that you have an understanding. I've utilized this book since 2020 and have had numerous ways to utilize it, unique ways that have popped up to me. I am the author of the book is also my mentor, and I have even found ways to use it that she didn't know about. So it'll be well worth coming to the class.
Cool. So $55 for the class, and you get the workbook.
You get the book, and then there's also going to be my experiences with it and how to make better use of it, because it's a book that keeps giving. It doesn't stop.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. Well, now is the time in our service where we'll get to. Oh, yeah, we are running a little bit late. Yeah, let's do that during fellowship. Yeah. Sorry. Hi, everybody. All right. Well, I wanted to start with the It's the best part. All right. Today, woohoo, we have Reverend John Stringer with us again. John is a life teacher, speaker, Billboard charting singer, songwriter, healer, and an award-winning international best-selling author. with a passion for music, community, and alignment with Source from moment to moment. He currently serves as a partner at Healing Arts Management in South Atlanta, and a host of the Alignment podcast. John speaks and performs around the world, supporting his Limitless Love and Light and Moment to Moment albums, along with his latest books, The Abundance Vibration, A Guide to Alignment, and the award-winning international bestseller, Inside Effects, Volume 2. So John is also featured as a new thought leader in the new TV series Navigating to the Clickety-Clack, How to Live a Peace-Filled Life in a Seemingly Toxic World, alongside Joe Vitale and others. You can learn more about John's offerings, including his upcoming Alignment Code, Mind, Body, and Spirit 8-week journey, cool, and his Jamaican Transformation Vacation, held in March for the spring equinox, when you visit his table in the library after service. And Kathy will probably be on top of that. So join me, everybody, in welcoming Reverend John Stringer.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Unity of Chattanooga. Good to see you all again. I am honored once again. I'd love to do this just to acknowledge our wonderful, wonderful guides who are here already. Love to acknowledge those assigned to our soul families who assist at our beck and call. I love that there's going to be that angel experiment to help us commune with these wonderful guides. We're just simply asking this moment that they would assist in any blocks that need be removed, any realizations, anything we're ready to co-create and remember together. We ask for their support and assistance. We give thanks to the Source of Life for all that it is already doing, all that is already done, blessing this ministry, blessing each one here. May that blessing ripple out as we fulfill our birthright as extensions of the Source, in part and in whole. We give thanks, and so it is. Ashe Aho. It is so. 'Tis the season, joy entitled. That's the message. What if joy was your birthright? What would you be interested in? Cashing it in? Would you be interested in claiming it? See, there are things that keep us stuck in missing that birthright of joy. Things that we get familiar with, but once we recognize them, we can give them up. We can say, no more, I'm going to claim my birthright of joy. So that's what we'll be talking about. Let's dive right in. The first thing that keeps us stuck in patterns of suffering and missing out on joy is the belief in separation and the belief in this illusion that this is really who we are. That's the first thing that keeps us stuck from missing out on joy. It's interesting how I remember having this wonderful aha moment listening to a racist explain the logic behind why he believed what he believed. And it didn't bother me. I wasn't offended. He articulated it so well that I understood it. It's like, oh, he really believed in separation, or just vehemently, and made the case that we've always had the strong take the spoils of war. And if you're living at home and you go outside and all of a sudden your neighbor has encroached upon your yard, how would you feel? Since we have taken this country, we get to dominate it and own the spoils of war. And all these people coming in are encroaching on our yard. It clicked for me. I'm like, wow,
Isn't that amazing? You know how we're territorial with our yards, right? This is my house, my yard. You just moved your fence in 5 inches. We got a problem. No, move that fence out. So what I realized is when we truly believe and identify with separation, it's a natural response to want to protect. It's a natural response to feel threatened, right? A natural response to believe that we are what? Subject to harm and must protect these physical, frail bodies, must protect these things that are subject to illness, attack, injury, and so on, because we truly believe this is us and we are limited to this experience. That's a frightening thing. I mean, the reality is anything could happen at any time. The beauty is liberation. The awakening to our joy is to realize this is the illusion. Our science is telling us, backing up all the things the great masters have told us. But our own experience is most important. Our own practice. If you've ever heard me talk about anything, you've heard me talk about practice, right? The importance of our practice and finding the practices that work for us to help us opt out of the belief in separation. When we do that, the joy that follows is amazing. We suddenly realize we don't have to be afraid. We suddenly realize we don't have to cling, resist, fear. We watch the dance of the illusion and realize, wow, yes, the body begins to do its thing, but the soul is eternal. The essence of who we are never dies. And we get those through practice, those wonderful experiences of expansion to remember. Remember what it was like before we came here and incarnated into a body. Remember what it was like to be all. We get these experiences that show us and remind us of who we truly are, and it can free and liberate us from the suffering. And we begin to claim our birthright of joy. So, the first thing that keeps us stuck, those patterns of suffering, is that belief in the illusion of separation. What's the second thing that keeps us stuck in missing out from that birthright of joy? I like to use an acronym. It's one of my favorites, actually. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone else say this acronym. Forgetting everything's all right. Right? Fear. Forgetting everything's all right. We say it in some of our unity communities, all is well. And then as I hear it, all is well and always is. Well, if all is well and always is, and we're in fear, clearly we have forgotten that everything's all right. So many fears that arise because we forget we have the power that we have. We forget we live in a perfectly designed universe. And we forget we get to choose our own journey, right? What we reap is what we sow. The quality of our thinking that informs the quality of this experience we create. Thus, if we are sowing fearful thought, of course, worry, concern, what do we reap? We reap the same. One of my favorite scriptures, Matthew 6:26. Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Here's another one for you, Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge the I am, and the I am will direct your path. I could go on and on. Psalms 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The I am
from what I have experienced firsthand, is an incredibly intelligent, loving, all knowing presence everywhere, ready to direct us at our beck and call. If we but listen, if we but cast off the fear. There's a scripture that says, perfect love drives out fear. When we use our practice to align with that source of life, you've probably felt it, where you're in fear. You're being present, you're using whatever practice works for you, and suddenly something assists you in finding peace. Something assists you in changing the quality of your experience in that moment, and it makes no logical sense. Many of us have experienced these miracles that if we could continue to practice, we will be able to do it more and more readily on demand and access that genius on demand. My other favorite acronym, G-O-D. So as we learn to access that genius on demand through our practices, we allow for this expansion that lets us choose higher levels of consciousness. We talk about new thought, right? Not the old limited condition thinking, the stinking thinking that got us into the problem in the first place. But we let that remind us to opt out of fear, forgetting everything is all right. And instead, expand our awareness, access the higher levels of consciousness. And what it brings us to is not only peace, but that innate joy to claim our birthright. Our birthright is bliss. If you've ever heard me talk about that before, my understanding of bliss is informed by this intelligence that is saying everything is for us. And everything brings dynamic bliss. Grief, there's a season for it all, and it brings dynamic bliss. How so? Man, grief can be relieving. There's a beauty in it, a beauty of honoring those who have transitioned and letting go of our attachment through the birthing of grief. It's a beautiful process. But when impeded, it creates suffering, right? So it's to be able to align and let go. Release the fear. Release the identification and separation. And then we can actually claim that dynamic bliss in everything that arises. Let's talk about the third thing. Perfect. So, actually, before we do that, I want to read you a scripture that, since I have time, because my wife just gave me the cue. So, one of my favorite scriptures adds up to one of my favorite numbers. Jeremiah 29:11. The 2 and the 9 is 11, right? And then the 11, that's my favorite number. My wife and I got married on 11:11. We love that number. So Jeremiah 29:11, but I'm going to read through 14. Check this out. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the I Am. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future. Then you will call on me and come pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek with all your heart. I'm just going to read a little bit of 14. I will be found by you, declares the I Am, and bring you back from captivity. I love that. Y'all feel that? You feel it? I feel it. I like feel it in my neck, in my body. Something about that promise of liberation, that there is a source of life that brings freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from suffering, freedom from the belief in this illusion. What I found is it really does take calling on the higher aspect of who we are. We cannot liberate ourselves from the limited condition, separation, belief. Like that becomes, it's almost as if we give away our power unconsciously because we forgot that there is another aspect of who we are, and we misidentify, and thus what happens? It becomes self-fulfilling.
We're in fear. We forgot the real power of who we are, and we just keep playing that role out and playing that role out, and then, like I did, call upon that higher power and say, "Help, correct my thinking, show me the way, show me what works," and then it happens. How many of you did something like that? Raise your hand. That worked, right? See, New Thought does not have a monopoly on the power of Source, right? It's not just us calling out for that help and watching it happen. It's all around the world. In fact, I don't even think it depends on religion. I think it's universal. It doesn't matter what you're practicing. When you call on that help, it answers. The separation is the illusion. But yeah, we do get conditioned to believe, well, we kind of got the superior way. It's not true. Don't fall for the hype. That's the other trick of separation. It will make you think you found the superior way when no. Source is flexing on everybody, saying it works this way and this way. Doesn't matter which way. What matters is seek me with all your heart. That sincerity, you will find me. Many of us have seen it, and I'm grateful because it's liberated us from the suffering time and time again. Whatever that great power is, whatever your affinity for words likes to call it. So that scripture I read you earlier, seek me, find me, when you seek me with all your heart. This was to the exiles that King Nebuchadnezzar had carried into Jerusalem, or from Jerusalem to Babylon, right? And that was from the prophet Jeremiah. And his words still apply today. The great I Am knows the plans for us. Plans to prosper us, give us hope in the future. So if that's the case, all we need to do is seek that great I Am. And the I Am will lead us out of captivity. Captivity to suffering. Captivity to fear. Captivity to isolation and misidentification, misperception of who we are. Liberate us and allow us to claim the kingdom within, the kingdom of bliss, the kingdom of joy, of peace that transcends understanding. Oh, I remember the first time I literally experienced peace that transcended understanding. I was like, oh, this is what they meant. It was mind-boggling because it didn't make sense. I'm like, where's all the thoughts and stress and this, that, and the other? It's like, wow. And then I remember it coming back. It's like, oh, I called that back in, didn't I? It's like, let me go back to where I was. But using our practices to liberate by simply calling on that higher power. It is an aspect of us that we are not separate from, and it is our birthright. So, when we align with that source, we get to see that these very incidents we like to call accidents are the very ingredients to the perfect recipe of our lives. And yes, every decision, thought, and circumstance works together for the good of those who align with the source of life. Cast off the shackles of misperception through the great spirit that heals and teaches all things, and realize who you truly are. What your life has been set up for. See, you've been set up. You've been set up to win. You've been set up to remember. And you've been set up to claim your birthright. To rise up as the child of the Most High. There's nothing that you are separate from that is good. Why would love, as the Almighty Father of creation, destine you for real loss, for real suffering? Why would the Almighty Father destine you for true lack? and trials and tribulations just to harm you? Or would that all-loving, all-knowing creator set you up to experience what would make you stronger? And maybe give you a choice of choosing to get it or not. What do you think? You see, that choice informs the quality of your experience. What you decide, what you think. Whether benevolent, loving, all-knowing, a present force, an intelligence always there for you, or whether you believe you are subject to harm, fearful and limited. You get to choose your adventure. So, of course, the invitation is to choose the path to liberation and joy. If your choice isn't in alignment with the source of life itself, you will have disharmonious experiences of life and wonder why you're stuck and can't get out. Wonder why nothing's working. And you equate that you are listening to the carnal mind, the conditioned mind, the limited conditioned aspect, which you have made master. You cannot have two. Instead, lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge the I am, and the I am will direct your path. The Great Spirit will lead us out of regret, out of captivity, out of misperception of the I am, and help us see the perfection of the plan. All is well and always is. On that you can place your trust and let go of any regrets. As you align with the source, you see the perfection and you claim the joy. You experience dynamic bliss. Last thing to say, I believe we're finally ready, collectively all around the world. The new humans are those who are waking up and realizing, I'm ready to shed this belief in the limited, conditioned way of thinking and transcend and have the Christ consciousness be reborn in me, remembering my birthright of bliss, of joy, remembering that love, forgiving and accepting, having compassion for those who have forgotten and don't want to wake up, and knowing that even that is well, remembering everything's all right, not forgetting. So it's time, y'all. It's time. Happy holidays, and may the source of all life remember itself in and as you, as an extension of the one, in part and in whole. Namaste. We're going to have a brief meditation, and if I can invite you to simply take a breath with me. I know we're running a little
Perfectly divine order in time. There we go. So I invite you to soften your gaze, breathe and relax. And as you breathe and relax, I'd like you to bring love and light to the heart center. Just imagining unconditional love radiating from that heart center, the essence of what just breathe and relax. Feel this love radiating, filling the body. Let that energy, that love from the source of life itself emanate through, in. Imagine it simply forming a wonderful bubble all around, expanding, filling this room, letting the love and the light radiate. As you breathe it in and breathe it out, circle. Listen to this and let your heart meditate upon the word.
I know you know the plans to prosper me. Give me hope and the future, and I say, yeah, I surrender. And I say, yeah, yeah. And I say, yeah. Great Spirit, I say, yeah. Great Father, I say, yes, to your love. Oh, yes. Can you say that with me? I say, yes. I say, yes, to the joy. I say, yes, to the peace. I say, yes, to your love. Oh, yes, one more time. I say, yes, great Spirit, we say, yes. May we be your hand. We say, yes, your eyes, your mouth, to your love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Breath. Namaste. I'd like to invite Eric up for the offering.
Wonderful, inspiring message, yeah, genius on demand. Thank you. All right, now is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to give back and support, our what we're doing here. We're doing some good things. So I invite everybody to join with me in our offering statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I receive in abundance.
There's a feeling we all want. Sometimes it seems impossible, but it's truly what you came here for. Let me show you how to feel it more. A feeling once you learn to navigate. accepting all you contemplate. Let go, my friend, and don't resist. Trust into this and feel the bliss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not hard when you choose differently. What you want ain't always what you think, so be here now. Accept it all and just allow, yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's exactly how it should be. Suffering's resisting what you don't want to feel. Accept it all and be healed.
Over to you, Eric.
Heavenly Father, Mother, Genius on Demand, Creator, thank you for these gifts and these blessings. Thank you for this support for our ministry and for all of the love and the energy that it's building and circulating and giving and supporting here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Okay, one final announcement. Lori Love is going to be available for private positive prayer in our back office here. And so for anybody that's going through anything or even curious about what positive prayer is, I invite you to have a private, 100% confidential sit down with her. It's after service in the office. All right, so let's stand now and sing our peace song.
Here we come. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. Oneness all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God upholds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.